Hello folks, I'm OdinSpack, and welcome to the first level compilation for my Super Mario Maker 2 Normal Endless Challenge. We're going to be showing off 5 levels from the first 10 parts that I've played, what I thought was the cream of the crop, the best of the best. I'm going to be starting off here with Toxic Pathway, which was uploaded in 2020 on September 13th, so let's get right into it. I was originally going to make this a top 10, but it was getting a little long, so we're going to stick to a top 5 and really show off like what really shined in these first 10 videos. And if you're interested in any of those, please consider checking them out. It's been really fun so far in my series, and this is just kind of showing off the best of the best, like I said. And this is all brand new gameplay, brand new commentary, so if you go back and watch those, you can see my initial reactions to them. This level here is just super cool with its dry bone bridge mechanic revealing. There was another one that we kind of ran into in a later part. This was, I believe, the first part. I think this was in part 1. Just a fantastic level to kind of show off the start of the series. And it's kind of, you know, been like a big, like, bar to measure against. Now, do I think it's the best level from all the ones we've seen so far? I mean, maybe it's in contention for sure. I think any of these levels could be in contention for the best one we've seen so far. I know my personal favorite, but maybe this one could be. This could be someone's favorite too. But yeah, I think just the gimmick of ground pounding the blocks and having the coin block bridges reveal themselves from the different shells, the dry bones shells. I just think it's super cool. This just feels like a real Mario level, and that's what what I'm looking for when I'm playing these is levels that, like, you know, they feel like they were made by people at Nintendo. And I mean, honestly, some of these are even better than some of the stuff that's been at Nintendo, if I'm being real. This little secret in here, a little tough to get into. Definitely feels a little tough. But Mario Maker is definitely a game for, like, the hardcore Mario fans. Like, as far as, like, difficulty goes, like, you know, because you can truly make anything and there's not really too much of a filter in this, there's, like, some really difficult stuff in this game. Now, I'm playing through normal mode, which typically isn't too tough. If you can play through a Mario game, you probably can get through this mode not too bad. But there's still some pretty tough stuff in here once in a while. I shudder to think if I ventured into expert and super expert in this. Maybe at some point. I have in the past on my own, but when the game was new, the levels weren't as hard. Now they're a lot more filtered, and they'll be a lot more difficult for sure. But Toxic Pathway, just a fantastic level. Made pretty early in the game's lifespan. It came out in 2019 in June, so this was about a little over a year later. But we can go right into the next level, which I'm going to play, which is Bullet Bridge Bonanza. This came out a week later. This was so someone made Toxic Pathway, then a week later, Bullet Bridge Bonanza came out, which I'm pretty sure we played these levels almost back to back, I want to say, or maybe it was the next video we saw this. But this level is just so cool in its design, just very well, like, really well designed as far as, like, the art goes. You know, there's lots of stuff that I'm really not interacting with here, like the bullet bills down there aren't exactly like a big threat or anything, but it's so, again, well put together. It makes me want to play more levels from this creator, and I'm happy to say that this creator actually has a super world. I was looking it up because I was like, I kind of want to check out a super world, and maybe one of, like, you know, one of the cool levels we've seen in this challenge so far. And this creator has made, I'm pretty sure, a 40-level super world, which is the biggest you can make. 8 worlds, 40 levels. So, might have to be one that we check out in the future. That could be kind of a fun thing. Maybe after the conclusion of the normal endless challenge, or maybe just kind of in the middle of it. Maybe we'll take a break from doing normal endless and check out a super world or two. But yeah, I think this level is just super cool, just with its theming. You know, I don't think there's anything necessarily too difficult in this level. It's just all really cool in how it's designed. And that's like my number one for this, is it doesn't have to necessarily be a difficult level. It just has to be designed really well. And I always love, you know, a good goal pole climb at the end there when you get to the top. All right, so the next level we have here is Wendy O's Tower of Twirling. Fan favorite, pretty fun level, I thought. Got to show it off because you know, we gotta take on Wendy O. we gotta take her on in her castle. Why she have a Tower of Twirling? I don't know. Maybe she likes to spin with her rings. I'm not sure, but you know, this level was really fun. This is probably like the first like great castle we played. And there wasn't really like a lot going on as far as the beginning of this level. There was a lot of copy and paste, which I know I mentioned, but this level truly shines at its second section, with its vertical parts. But you know, it's not awful in this first section. It's just not where this creator shined with the propeller mushroom. I think they could have just made it. Like, considering this is literally Wendy O's Tower of Twirling, they probably could have just had the focus be on the vertical section here, and it would have been equally fine. I think as creators, you know, we sometimes try and just, you know, give the player just a little bit more, because that's what we feel they want. You know, they want more content. But sometimes just a little bit is better. Originally I was gonna do 10 levels of this, and I realized that was kind of a lot. And I think 10, or not that 10 isn't bad, but I think 5 is a fair amount for this little compilation here. So we're at the end here. We got the reset doors. We got this really cool snake block section. I haven't really talked so much about this level, but this section in particular, I think, is like a shining gem of this level. Snake blocks, I think, are really tough to get right, and I messed that up, but these coins, they kind of tell the story on where to land. Now, I've collected them, which is kind of a big problem because they're not going to reappear, so it's going to kind of take away our guide a little bit, but I'm going to try to make sure that I don't mess this up too badly. But yeah, I think this is just really well done, with the coins being your guide as to kind of when to jump, where to land. Very smart. I think maybe almost they should have made this where maybe you die if you fail doing this. Sometimes you want to do that to the player so they have like all of the objects available from the get-go. But no, that was pretty cool. And how could I forget to mention that this boss fight, this arena, is shaped like a bow, like Wendy's hair. I said, for some reason, I did not mention this during the initial battle. Thanks again to Madam Wario for pointing this out. Pretty sure I did notice it, it just didn't click for some reason that was what this was supposed to be. Almost kind of looks like a big piece of candy, too. But it's definitely supposed to be Wendy's bow. And hey, we actually beat her with the propeller mushroom, so we can get the little bonus at the end here, which is this 1-up. It appears to be it, but you know, you never know if there was something else hidden there. But yeah, great level. I don't think it was as great as the first two, but a fantastic castle for what we've played so far. And hey, world record. So on the most recent part, we played a new castle for the princess, which was uploaded in 2023 on February 1st. This is probably my favorite level of the 5 we're going to play today. Is it the best one? I don't know, but I think it's just really, really well designed. Just has like a little fun puzzle mechanic with these Goombrat thwomps here. I think they're really cool at how that's designed there. And there's reset doors, so if you screw up, you can go back through them. And I'm sure I've mentioned reset doors a couple times, but it's basically just to reset the room. And, you know, some things will go back to how they were. For instance, those enemies will come back. So there's lots of little things you can do with reset doors. They're just regular doors, but, you know, you just call them reset doors. Alright, and now we gotta go back, which, again, I really love the kind of Metroidvania go back. I don't, you know, backtrack. This isn't a Metroidvania, but it's just hitting a switch. But you know, it's got that little like feeling. It's got the Metroidvania light feeling to it of going back. The only thing I don't like about this level is the fact that if you miss this platform, you do have to go all the way back to those reset doors, which I think is probably the biggest miss. I think there could probably be a reset door, maybe where that on-off switch is, but it's okay. Like I said, it's pretty good anyway. Now we got the sideways thwomps, and we got some more reset doors. Like I said, this is kind of like where the puzzle kind of goes in. What? Oh, I was like, why didn't that work? We got to use the POW. I just jumped in front, like, oh, okay, like that's what he's supposed to do. But there we go. I also like the fact that they have it so that the blocks destroy the thwomps when they hit the switch, so they're just off the screen. They've done their purpose, so that's kind of it. So that's really cool too. I mentioned this the first time I played this level, that I thought this was like the first Mario 1 castle. I'm like, you're telling me we haven't gotten a Mario 1 castle in the first 10 parts of this? But no, I was lying. Not lying, but I was just wrong. I just didn't realize that was a thing. But I really like this section here where it destroys the path here. It looks very like naturally caved there with the block, as opposed to using like bombs or something. I think that looks really cool. I don't like when there's like you have to use a bunch of bombs to break a bunch of blocks. It's not very fun. So I think that section is really cool, even though, again, it's not something that really does a lot. You could have put a key door there if you wanted to, or that didn't even really need to be a thing. But it just is there because it looks cool, and that's what a lot of this is. Like, how much of this is really necessary? Like, not really a ton of it, right? It's just, it looks very cool. It's very simple to understand, which is what makes a good level for me, is like when you can just very clearly get what's going on in the level. There we go. That was a new castle for the princess. Like I said, I think it's the best one, but we still got one more level to play, and it's also a really good one too, and also the most recent level in this as well. So recent, it was only uploaded like a week or two ago. And that one is going to be Keep on Rollin', which was uploaded in April 2026, April 24th, 2026. So very, very recent level. Very simple, not very long, but it's a fun little puzzle solving level that I thought was really cool. And it's neat that people are still making fun stuff for this game, even as recently as a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, this one, all you gotta do is just guide this snowball through the clear pipes. It's not really complicated in the slightest. It's just follow it along and get to the end and make sure that the snowball doesn't die. Doesn't die. I guess that's not the right terminology there, but you know, it works. It works. And I think that's it. I don't think you have to do much more. There should be like maybe one more thing here with an on and off block. That was my only one critique, because really once you solve that other part, that's pretty much it. And I even like the fact that there's even like a how to get to the flagpole is you still have to use this snowball. I don't think I actually need to do that, but you know, in case you happen to miss it. Very simple level, but very cool little gimmick. I think it could be explored more. But thanks for watching this first compilation of Mario Maker 2 levels. I've been OdinSpack, and if you like these, please be sure to tune in to my regular Mario Maker 2 Normal Endless series. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.